What's up, guys? What's up? This is Jason, and you're watching Ray of Light Tarot. And as promised, I am here with Jai from Channel for Grace. Wow, it's
Yeah.
going to be fun tonight, right, Jai?
I'm so excited.
I am too. This is going to be fun, you guys. I know I've been complaining about a sore throat and being a little under the weather. Through all of that, I'm super excited for us to be doing this for you guys tonight. As
I know
promised,
it
as
sucks to have a
promised,
sore throat, but
it does.
yeah.
But it's just like it's always fun doing something like with it. We're doing a little giveaway tonight, and no, well, number one, I know like you're excited, and I'm excited because we're going to talk more about. We're going to preview again a couple of the really exciting perks of joining this course, Finding the Magic Playground, which in and of itself is freaking amazing. So if you haven't registered for the course yet and you've been considering it, get registered tonight. You've got to do it. It's going to be so awesome.
It's, you know what, and the energy that comes. So I'm feeling this energy like building towards the start date of the course, which starts next Sunday, by the way.
Good, next Sunday.
And it is a full moon in Aries, the day that it starts, which is that energy of like a beginning. It's the new cycle, the new lunar cycle.
It's huge.
That moon is like super powerful. I'll be doing the astrology video this week and then the full moon ceremony on that day. But we do begin the course on that day, earlier in the day. Oh, I just can't wait.
I agree. I can't wait either. And I just feel like it's going to be, we're starting the new, I'm going to really live it up this week food wise. We're starting a new
that's right.
On Sunday. And it's going to be intense. I just feel like everything is, I feel the momentum, building right now. And I'm just so excited. Guys, get on board with this. The train is leaving the station and it is not coming back. Like we are going forward. There is so much excitement. I told you earlier, one reading that I did do this weekend, despite being a little under the weather, was for a live that I did for someone yesterday morning, and she's joining the class and she's so excited. And we talked about that for about 10 minutes and just how excited we are and how much fun it's going to be. And people who know about the law of attraction and manifesting and all this stuff, but who have never really made it a top priority in their life, but are now ready to do that, are really looking forward to this course. Like they know what this means and what it's going to mean for their life. And you and I know what it means and what it's going to mean for their life. So it's really exciting. Congratulations to anyone and everyone who's able to join this course. Your life will never be the same. And you're about to become truly like the master of your universe, which is really powerful and really accurate description. So congratulations on that.
Let's say that. Yeah, I'm going to say hi to the people in the chat. Angela, welcome in. Sky, welcome in. Madison, Julie, Christina, Gardenia Johnson, Nicole, Alexa, Valerie, Diana, Sparky, Jerry, Nikki, Wendy, Tanya, Shannon, Kathy, Hannah. Hey guys, did I say Esha already? Rosa. We begin. So the first class begins on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Hey Kathy, Caitlin. Hi guys, welcome in. Welcome in.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Hannah, there's no list for tonight. This is a special broadcast where we're previewing. This is our third preview of the Finding the Magic Playground course. What you get in the course is a general astrology reading from me, looking at your natal chart, and then a map of destiny reading from Jason. And so tonight what we're doing is giving you guys a preview of what this would look like and what you will get. And then we'll have a contest. Once we go over Jason's chart and do a map of destiny example for me, we're going to have a contest, and we decided to do two different winners. So one winner is going to win the map of destiny reading, and it'll be like a mini version of it. And then another winner will win the mini version of the astrology reading. So we're going to be on for a little while. Just know that and hang in there. And I'm so excited. You guys you're all welcome to play. Just make sure that if you're going to play and enter the contest for the birth chart and the natal reading, that you do know the exact time that you were born. That's the only thing I ask, because it'll be kind of pointless to do it if we don't know your exact time.
Yeah, guys. And so seriously, don't listen, please hear us on this. The reason we're saying this is because when she's gonna use a calculator to get all of your placements, right? And if you don't know the time you were born, like if you, for example, were adopted and you don't have or for whatever reason don't have your birth certificate and you don't know the time you were born, please don't take part in this, because we won't be able to get an accurate calculation of all of your placements in that event. And so it's not fair, because it's not that we don't want to do it for you, but it's just kind of a waste of our time and a waste of yours. So wait until you can get an accurate placement to get this kind of reading. Okay.
Yeah. So if you are in this broadcast right now, we will let you know when the game begins. you can get, okay. So that's how it's going to work. Everybody's going to get an opportunity. Yeah.
Totally, guys. And so I think what I think I'd like to do is, and again, for like the What Makes You Magic, or you can call it I call it a What Makes You Magic reading. It's a lot like the Map of Destiny reading that Consciousness Evolution Journey does for the signs. Now, for that, I am just doing sort of a abbreviated version. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do one for Jai, and then I'm going to do a little bit more with the one I do for you, because I'm going to pull some romance angels and some other stuff. But abbreviated, and Jai also is doing an abbreviated version on the astrology, because it's too time intensive, guys.
Well, I mean, I usually require 2 weeks to prepare for someone's natal astrology reading when I do it on my personal website, through my website where you sign up for it. But right now I'll have literally like 5 seconds to look at it. So it'll be fun for me, and it should be really fun for you guys too. So yeah, let's do this.
All right. So let me, I would like to start with, I think that's the way we planned it. I'm going to start and give you, this is for Jai, and it's also so you guys can get an idea for joining the course, because you will get this as part of the course, or for if you want to get a Map of Destiny or What Makes You Magic reading, an idea of what it looks like. Okay. So what we do is, before we start tonight, it's always good to call in my guides and to just, stop to, give thanks. So what I'm going to do is say a quick little intention on behalf of myself and Jai. And if I can find my lighter, I'm going to light this Palo Santo up and burn it a little bit here. And of course I can't find my lighter, even though I had it 2 seconds ago, Jai, when I lit it while we were talking. Like, see, this is the kind of, and it's okay.
Maybe it
like,
fell
it's
on
no
the
big
floor.
deal. Right. And it's no big deal. It's fine. Like, I don't
You
think
did burn some already.
I did. Yeah. Because of this kind of stuff. So here's the thing, guys. I'm going to say a quick intention. I've already burned a little Palo Santo. It's all good. I don't know. It's weird how I feel like I've got so many decks of cards over here that I probably put them on top of one of the decks, and I just don't see where. But it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, thank you all for being here, guys. And yeah, this is going to be fun. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Angels. Thank you, Archangels. Thank you, Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel. Thank you for being patrons and for helping me tonight in connecting to the energy for reading for Jai and for the person who wins the Map of Destiny reading. Thank you for gathering around myself and Jai, protecting our light, our energy, our vibration, and repelling all lower vibrational entities and people who those entities attach to, and darkness that is not invited into this sacred space. Thank you for all of the love, all of the high vibrations, and for the energy that we share tonight, and for the accurate information that you bring through us as channels of grace and wisdom.
Oh.
Okay. Dude, okay, guys, you're going to love. So this is the thing. What I'm going to do, I usually go through, I didn't even stop. I've never really counted to see how many decks I use in the What Makes You Magic reading. It's a lot of decks. So what I'm going to do is kind of show you and Jai how the What Makes You Magic reading works. And the biggest thing about it that we do is we break up the Syrian Starseed Tarot, which Jai, you have that deck as well.
I do, yeah.
It's the Syrian Starseed Tarot, and I break it up into sections. In other words, I take the do you know how like the quote unquote court cards of the Syrian Starseed are Seeker, Adept, Master, Sage.
Yes.
So I take the Master, all of those, the courts, Then I take the elements, crystals, et cetera, flames, whatever. And then I take the major arcana at the end. And so I'll show you why we do that and what each pull means as we go through and do it. So to start the reading, we're going to pull from the Ascension Oracle. And the Ascension Oracle here, guys, I'm going to tell Jai from the Ascension Oracle pull, we're going to find out for her, you know, what energy she's guided to work with this lifetime to assist her on her path. If she has a starseed origin or something like that, things like that would come out in this poll. Okay. And I usually go with what comes out and the bottom of the deck here. So show me, Spirit, what messages you have for Jai as far as the energies that she should be working with this lifetime to make things as transitionally easy for her as possible. Whoa. Lemurian healing. Wow.
Nice.
And dude, this is okay. So the couple things that come out which are really interesting. You got the card of Neptune came out.
Ooh.
That flew out. So I don't know what that's about. We'll see. But you've got Lemurian healing and Neptune. There they are. Glasses. Maybe now I'll find my lighter now that I've got my glasses on too. Okay. So guys, what this is telling us is how these are just suggestions for her as far as working with energies. So the first was Lemurian healing, and it's card number 24. I always, you know, take into account the numbers of the cards. I think there's numbers on cards for a reason, guys. So it's card number 24, which breaks down to a 6. The number 6 represents, you know, it's a number associated with healing. And so the fact that it's the Lemurian healing card is not lost. Then it's got some information about the Lemurians. This is the Lemurians were 5th dimensional androgynous beings who loved and wanted to heal Earth. A lot of beings from other systems are 5D, which is where our spiritual realm is, okay? Like the Pleiadians, Lemurians also 5th dimensional. Androgynous beings who loved and wanted to heal Earth. They drew the love of God through the cosmic heart into this planet. Lemurians gathered the divine qualities from our energy fields and that of other stars, adding this to pure source light in order to form healing crystals to help us through the transition to the new golden age. The Lemurians then placed these healing crystals in the earth to light up the ley lines. Mm-hmm. Even now, when 2 or more gather with humility to focus these crystals, powerful healing takes place. And the affirmation says, I send Lemurian healing to the earth. I think that this, especially with the fact that you've been inducted into this, what is it called? The Mesa.
The Pachacuti Mesa. Mm-hmm.
Pachacuti Mesa, working with literally a sort of an
altar. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a gateway, right? Like a star gateway.
Portal.
I think a portal. I think that's a big reason that this card came out for you. That there's some ties to what you're doing. So then you've got the Neptune card, and what's interesting is this is also tied to Lemuria.
I know.
So you've got a lot of connection to that coming out here. Neptune is the planet of higher spirituality. The wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria is held within its ascended aspect. You are blessed, for you only receive this card when you are ready to receive their information. Your guidance is to tune into your Earth Star Chakra, then connect with Neptune, the cosmic Earth Star Chakra. Archangel Sandalphon oversees this center. He nurtures your divine potential and will help you download the spiritual light that you are waiting for. This will expand your consciousness and greatly assist your ascension journey. So, guys, now for a lot of you, some of the people I've done Map of Destiny, What Makes You Magic readings for, they don't get cards like this. These kind of cards that are coming out, definitely you can see come out with a purpose. Jai's getting cards like this because she's at a very advanced place spiritually too, and where she's at these cards are coming out for a reason, obviously. So, just be aware that that's a lot of what that's coming out. But you've also got, with that card, you've got the quote, the affirmation, I attune to the wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria held within Neptune.
Ooh.
So pretty cool.
Atlantis
pretty cool.
and Lemuria? Dang.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, where can you learn more about this? There's tons of books out there, but basically Lemuria and Atlantis were two ancient societies that lived on the earth over, like 10,000 years ago, thousands of years ago. And we don't know about them because they've been erased from our history. It's like we have amnesia pretty much of the past and the history of the earth. And this is something that we're going to teach you in the class. So where you can learn more about it. We're
going to talk about some of this stuff.
We have like a whole week where we're going to talk about the actual history of the earth. And I'm going to go through like a timeline of events of the earth, and we're going to have a discussion about it. But yes, for a lot of us, we're waking up to the remembrance of this knowledge.
Yes. And I think, guys, a lot of you know who watch my channel, and Jai, of course, you know this, I'm almost obsessed with ancient Egypt. Part of the reason that I am so interested in ancient Egypt is that's probably the one place, if you study, not just like from Egyptology, but if you go deep into ancient Egypt, society and the things that they believed in and did, you can get just a piece of surviving beliefs, information, esoteric information from the Lemurian and Atlantis societies. Okay. I believe pieces of it survived through to ancient Egypt. Okay. But just a piece.
It's too much to get into, Nikki, or I think it was Nikki that asked the question.
Yeah.
Why they were erased, but it's basically like a power struggle. And there's a lot.
Yeah, a galactic power struggle. It's a galactic power struggle. Yeah. So guys, let me get through
this. Mystery Scope.
What?
Mystery Scope is in here. John.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Astrology John.
Astrology John. Okay, so what I'm doing I'm going to go through the Syrian starseed for her now, guys. And so the first is, like I said, it's the master level cards. So what it's basically about is part of her purpose this lifetime and what elements she's going to be working with at what level, whether it's a challenge or a matter of assistance. You have to see what card comes out, but there's what's the message is what we want to find out from the master level cards for Jai this lifetime. Wow. Okay, Master of Crystals.
Holy moly.
Jai, it doesn't surprise me though, guys. See, like I said, with Jai, so this lifetime, anytime, guys, someone comes in and gets a master level on anything for their lifetime, it's a lot of times their last lifetime here, I think. Master of Crystals. So this is not necessarily what your soul's challenge is, but what you're working with. The crystal element is like pentacles, sort of. The crystals represents material things in this reading that I'm doing. So she's going to have mastered, or part of her life experience this time is going to be that the mastering of the material world will be pretty second nature, or an easy thing for her. She is a pretty good manifester, so this is not surprising, but it's also maybe a call for you to work with we'll see what comes out as your soul challenge and purpose, but it may be that you're being called to use this mastery level to make sure you've remembered well this mastery level, so that you can use it to navigate through the more difficult challenges that your soul may be coming to work with this lifetime. But also, light workers, you've got you're probably going to this doesn't surprise me. This doesn't surprise me.
I love that. I'm getting a really powerful message, Jason, like of everything you're saying, and then what's going through my head about these cards. I'm like, holy.
This is fun. It's always fun doing these map of destiny readings. For those of you who in the chat who have gotten one from me, they're always on point. It never
that
fails.
Is so cool. I know. I love this. And you can get, if you want to get a personal one from Jason, you just sign up on I think through his PayPal, but the instructions are in most of the descriptions of the videos.
So I just pulled the flames card element. The reason we pull for flames, here's the way I view it, and I did get this from consciousness evolution. The flames is the fire element is that's the soul, right? So when I pull the flames, you got the four of flames. So this is more about what your soul's experience is about this lifetime. Well, the four of flames is much like the four of wands. It's about sort of that portal and leveling up. A union, a sacred union. It could have to do with romance, but I think it's more about that oneness within yourself coming into a sacred union. And as a light worker, and just given the things that I know about you, this again doesn't surprise me. I think that you can see, guys, Jai's got it. So what this means for me when I look at her and I think about her soul's, path, she's got a very clear path, right? This is like that dharmic side to it. It's very clear. It's kind of like walking down this aisle to receive some sort of, it could be to receive some sort of orders to go out and do something else, or it could be returning victorious and to receive like a medal and a reward. In any event, she's on this clear, like there's never a question. It's like, it just seems to be, it's almost like, here we go, we're doing, this is a heavily sort of trotted path for her. Like she's very clear on what she's doing, and she's leveling up quite a bit here. And again, this doesn't feel like this feels like a sort of final lifetime type of energy with that four of wands or four of flames.
I love it.
It's really nice. Okay, so the next card I'm going to pull for her is the crystals card. It's the 8 of crystals at the bottom. It's the crystals. And so again, we just talked about crystals. This is more about her material path. And of course, the numbers represent different things. So that's why the master part, she got master of crystals. But let's see what the actual, her material path is going to be called to be doing this lifetime. 10 of crystals. Okay. So again, not surprising. This is, you would think I got these like pre-pulled because I was going to pre-pull them, but I didn't. So yeah, 10 of crystals, Jai. There you go. There you go again, showing off.
This is actually I'm really like, I needed this.
Well,
I needed this right now. This is a big like change for me right now. I mean, this is a lot for me to take in and process and like go through. And I'm like, this is giving me some really cool affirmation.
Well, it's very accurate. As you can see, the cards come out very accurate when I do this. So you also, the one thing I will say, I'm looking at the bottom of the deck. You've got the 2 of crystals, which is a really interesting card too. I don't think that's any coincidence. So that 2 of crystals is so interesting in this deck. And I know you know what that's about. With the 10 of crystals though coming out for you, I think that, very clearly it's like the purpose and especially the materially. And I don't think that you have that internal struggle at this point in time anyway, that a lot of people get on the spiritual path about like making money's bad. And I know at times we can all go through things like that.
I was there once.
Yeah, that poverty mindset and thinking like, whoa, it's just, no, you're definitely meant to manifest quite a lot of material abundance into life, but it's mostly, and I've experienced this too, I think as light workers, when material abundance does flow in for you, it's really to help you do what you're doing. It's just to help you be able to reach more people and do better and do more. And it's that affirmation that you and the people who you touch need to also see as a confirmation that what you do is very valuable. Okay.
Love it.
The chalices. So the chalices, guys.
This is fun, cups. Jason.
I love doing these readings. The chalices. God. The cups energy, guys, is like this is going to be about her that's water, that's her emotional self. So this is about her emotional path and what she, again, it could be a challenge or it could be, so far we haven't had challenges. I'm looking for something to be a challenge for her on this thing. So let's see what we find out. What's the emotional so that's going to be what you, and it relationally, okay, relationally, guys, romantic, etc. What's the message for her from the chalices? 5 of chalices. Well, there we go. Okay. So this lifetime, I can see now why you've had the ease on other things, because you're going to have to deal, and you need to be expecting this and being okay with it. Part of the challenge is to be okay with loss, losing people who at one time were close to you, or, you know, mean a lot to you, and being okay with change. Because I know this card, 5, guys, this is 5 of Cups. You know the 5 of Cups if you get tarot readings. It's about learning that loss happens, and you have to shift your focus to what remains always, right? So it's that challenge of learning to look in your picture. So this card represents her picture, or my picture, your picture. Learning to look around your picture and find where the cups are that are still standing, and focus your energy on that, because there's going to be loss. There's going to be things that have to be faced and let go of. And so much of the challenge in life for all of us, guys, and Jai as well, is learning when to hold on and learning when to let go. That's such a lesson in life. And so that's what this says, is that's going to be something that you're going to do well to find the 2 cups that are standing.
Rosa says, do you have challenges if you're truly aligned? Oh yeah. We are human beings.
Absolutely.
We are human beings.
Truly aligned, that just means you're prepared to deal with the dharma, the real stuff, the good, the meat and potatoes of your life. And
and the
not going to be like
that,
a vacation.
And I'll tell you personally why that is really accurate for me too. In the journey of ascension, and in the journey of healing, or stepping into your power of aligning yourself with your true spiritual path, you do have to learn to let go, and you have to let go of people. Like you expand in a way that some people can no longer understand who you are. They get confused. They think you're still the person that you used to be, and you're not. And it's difficult, because there's certain moments where you have to put up those boundaries and say, I can't do this energy level anymore. It drains me. It brings me down. And so then you have to put up those boundaries. And that is, that's grief. That you have to let go of that. And that's grief. And that's the 5 of Cups. So
it's hard too. And that goes for every relationship in your life, not just a romantic, every relationship, family, especially with family. Like when
I won't get into specifics, but
but it goes, myself. Don't you think it's not just romantic, that it's everything? Like that goes deep.
What I'm thinking of is not romantic relationships at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's just how it goes, man.
It is. All right. So what we're going to pull for her now is the orbs. So what is orbs? That's like the representation of air energy. And so the orbs will be the mental challenges, or the challenges that she may face, or the things she may conquer that have to do with the mind and overcoming or using the mind. What do we have for Jai for the orbs energy, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, 3 of orbs, guys. Okay. So, so you got, I think, see, this is the thing, guys, and let me just tell you what comes through to me this is why this is being done for everybody to see here. As human beings, we see a certain picture of somebody and we get jealous, we get envious. We think, oh, that person has it all. Let me bring them down a peg. A lot of people do that to me. They see my channel does well. People who do the same thing as me. You get a lot of hate from people whose maybe their channel's not growing as fast, whatever. Let me tell you something, guys. Jai got the Master of Crystals, the Master 10 of Crystals. That's like materially, she can get whatever she wants easily. Then she got the 5 of Cups. There's pain. You don't see everyone's pain, guys. You see one thing and you don't know the rest. Trust me, you don't want to walk a mile in my shoes. I guarantee you that. I am not someone to be jealous of, and neither is Jai. Let me tell you what, the 3 of Orbs is a painful energy. This is private pain right here, guys. Okay. You never know what's going on in another person's heart. And the challenge here is to help other people with a whole heart, with a selfless intent for her, and still deal with her own pain and heal from that at the same time. That requires boss energy to be able to do that, you know. There's also the Seven of Orbs at the bottom of the deck. So there's an energy of a little bit of deception that you've had to overcome from like almost like a backstabbing deception. You know, and that goes to the Five of Cups. I think it's really important to recognize. It's hard to trust sometimes when you feel deceived or hurt by people that you should be able to trust. But the thing is, this is not energy. I feel like that lightning striking here with these three orbs, it's not bad. It's almost like, it's just to know that these things are going to happen in waves that are very temporary and quick, but they leave a lasting sort of coming out of the blue, like a shock, but it's not when they happen, it's the after effect that you have to watch out for.
Yeah.
So that is what it is. And then last but not least, from the Syrian starseed, what we do is we've got all of the major arcana together. So obviously the major arcana, this is really gonna speak to her soul's path and purpose. Like, what's the big thing? What's her soul's you know, possible true north or destiny? The Lovers. So this is the Gemini card. So that doesn't surprise me either. The Lovers card, guys, the Lovers card is a great card. It does represent sort of an inner struggle between almost like two strong energies that are sort of at odds with each other at times, but it's also an inner balance. When you can learn to sort of listen to both sides. And also this represents, I think that for anyone with strong Gemini in their charts, the Lovers card really is a great card and it doesn't just represent Gemini, but it sort of is a great representation of that ability to, that strength, like we were talking about, how that's such a strength, really. That's such a big gift to be able to come into union with yourself in that way, where there's not really an at odds energy between the two, but there's like a flowing energy that's bigger power than most. And also, too, I do think, because it's not so much of a challenge for you, but it's part of your destiny. I really believe your husband and you are a representation of twin soul energy that's come together. I think you did a lot of the shadow work before now and once you met too, but I think that's definitely a representation here, because that twin energy. And wow, I just really love that you got the Lovers card.
Me too.
I don't know if it's a rising sun or a setting sun, but I think it's kind of both. It's like
there's a rainbow in that card.
Yeah. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's all the chakras.
It's at the bottom of the deck.
It's Kundalini energy in that card.
Bottom of the deck, Divine Justice too. So just a really nice, this is really, really nice. And where did you say Kundalini?
Well, the chakra, the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, it's like the Kundalini rising. Anyways, that's what I
when you said that, I thought of Kundalini rising with the sun too, like starting out over the horizon at the bottom of that person's leg.
Oh my.
It's really beautiful. And I think that it's very interesting, guys. She has Divine Justice at the bottom of the deck too. You know, Divine Justice, that's always upright. This card is excellent about how, you know, things that are happening are divinely guided. They're happening just like they're supposed to, and scales are being balanced out. So I think ultimately this, for you, a lot of this was more of like a recounting of what you've been through and not so much where you're headed, but it was also a confirmation, I think, that having dealt with some of the things you've dealt with, just continue to know that in order to really to see that divine justice come through like it's supposed to, and to really, really come into that sacred union and see it through to that master of crystals energy. And where we're at now, guys, we're at a place where the earth is transitioning into a completely new dimension. She's being called to, I think, channel or transmute a lot of those painful experiences that she's had into light. And that's what we do as light workers, guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you,
as light workers, what?
I'll tell you something crazy. My north node, so I've got the sun, the north node, and Chiron pretty much conjunct in my 12th house, all in Gemini.
A lot of Gemini.
So like the Lovers card, that's like my destiny. That's like North Node,
That
Chiron,
is.
Sun. You know what I mean? That's what's going on there. It's like
not
talking. It's like revealing my freaking astrology chart. I mean, I know my chart, so like your reading
it's a confirmation
is
of your
showing the things on my chart.
And before
Out of
I'm
this
not going
world.
to, which
Yeah.
leads me. Jai's about to do my chart, which I can't wait for. So I just want to say, with the Lemurian healing and those cards that came out with the Ascension Oracle to start, and then what we've got in the Syrian starseed, I really feel it's sort of exciting to me because of what's happening with the Earth and where we're headed. As a light worker, you know, the darkest things we deal with, you know, a lot of light workers get abused, and because our light attracts the darkness. The darkness is attracted to us, right? I mean, you see it in everything, like Star Wars, in art too, like Star Wars. Like I remember the last Star Wars movie, one of the trailers, like it had the voice of the Emperor or somebody. He says like, darkness rises and light to meet it. Like as the darkness rises, the light rises to meet it. And with the show I was talking to Jai about in one of our other broadcasts, True Blood, it's about vampires and how they represent the darkness. Well, they're drawn to the fairies because the fairies have light. Their darkness and their light attracts each other. They're yins and yang creation versions of each other. It's all everything in creation is that light and darkness and that energy. And I think that there is something there when you've got justice and those scales, and then your energy, the Lovers. It's kind of like this divine alchemy that plays out as you balance your darkness and light. So the experiences you have that maybe bring darkness up, of pain, of loss, the transmutation of that and the alchemy that creates and what it does for the world around you is freaking epic. Like there's no way to deny how insanely epic that is. And I've had a little bit of that experience myself, but it's really intense to watch.
Another synchronicity. I have Pluto in Libra in my 4th house of the home.
What does that mean?
You're talking about like the Justice card, right? That's Libra energy, right?
Yeah.
So I have Pluto in Libra, and you're talking about this transmutation. This dude.
Oh wow.
Crazy. Dang.
And guys, just to tie that in too, for her, this also for all of you guys, you know, as light workers, for those of you here that know you are a light worker, take your pain, take your broken heart, and see what it's actually supposed to be used for. It's not about sitting in a therapist's office and crying about everything you've been through. I mean, no, I'm not judging that. Like we all need to cry a little bit sometimes. But my God, use it. As a light worker, you're being called to transmute. That energy came at you and you were able to handle it. That's the point. It's not what you've been through. It's what you survived and what you're able to do going forward with that energy. You've transmuted that. Now go out and do more.
Yes.
So a beautiful thing. And so guys, these readings that I do, this is really just like the first, 6 cards of it. I'm not going to keep going. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of it. I go through and do Dreams of Gaia regarding relationships, Romance Angels, and then we get into the Power Deck Oracle, the Sacred Destiny Tarot. We pull some traditional tarot. It goes on, and it's usually about 45 minutes to an hour long if you book the reading, and it's going to be about that for the people we do them for in the class as well. And Jai and I are going to do them together for the class. She's going to do an astrology read as well, and she's going to give you guys an example of that next for me before we pull names to do a little bit of for you guys too.
All right, so what I'm going to do is share. Give me 1 second. My iPad that actually has Jason's chart on it. Let me know if you guys can see it.
I feel so exposed. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. Yep. Okay, you guys can see it. So I'm just going to tell you, like, this is brief because it literally takes me 2 weeks to go through someone's chart and to look at all the details of it. There's so much detail in your chart, you guys. I called it like the blueprint of your destiny. This is it right here. It's amazing that your reading, Jason, literally brought things up from my chart. Like that is such amazing confirmation of Jason's intuitive power. And you're going to get to see right now where the hell that's coming from.
Yeah, I love it.
So here's what I do in a general sense. And I'm going to show you a little bit, and you'll get to learn a little bit about astrology. So we know, you know how like those four major things that we look at the sun, the moon, the rising, and the Venus, right? Well, I'm going to show you where these are in the chart. And I'm not going to look at the chat because I got to get through this. Is going to take too long if I don't get through it. So there's his sun. He's got sun in Virgo. He's got moon in Cancer. He's got Venus in Leo, and his rising sign right here, you can see it, is Gemini. So those are his four basic things, and that's where you can see them. His sun is in the 4th house of the home. His Venus and his moon are both in the 3rd house of communication, and his rising, the Gemini, is on the cusp of his 1st house, which is of the self and of identity. So that's what we got first. Yeah. So, which is like, it's for all of us. It's all of our rising signs are the cusp basically of our 1st house or in that area. The next thing I look at are the nodes, because the North node, and the nodes are these little guys that have these like funny, look like Mickey Mouse ears or something. They're always in opposition to each other. Always. They're exactly the same degrees, and they travel around the chart like that. So the nodes are the nodes of the moon. And the North node is, well, I'll start with the South node. The South node is what you come into the world already knowing. This is past life stuff. This is things that you have learned and you basically have already mastered. And then the North node is what you are mastering in this lifetime,
right?
And what you are working towards. This is destiny, right? Which is so funny.
It's just because I know what my South and North node are.
Yeah. So your South node is in Aries. This is the South node. It's in Aries, which means that what you have mastered is like courage. Right. What you've mastered is being a spiritual warrior. It's like being the hero. Like you've been the hero before in a past life. You've learned how to like, move forward with courage. And it's like, Aries energy, it just like plows through shit. Like that's what Aries, right. It's Mars ruled, and Mars is the warrior. But what you need to learn in this lifetime is that the war is over. That's the biggest lesson. The war is over. Yep. So what you're going towards is this North node in Libra, and the North node in Libra is about achieving serenity in your life. It's ruled by Venus. So you've got this Mars-Venus opposition pretty much in your chart. And it's through the feminine, it's through the sacred divine feminine that you will come home to yourself.
Wow.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And you have to let beauty and harmony heal you in this life. Those are the things. Plus it's Libra, so it's like Venus. It's the beauty of Venus. And it's all about reaching, healing relationships in your life, cooperating more. And this Libra energy, because this Libra North node and the Libra energy is like finding that balance and being like a mediator and knowing, like wanting everyone to be heard. This would make a really good counselor. This energy, it's a good counselor energy. It's like, I think that's what shows up in your life as this ability to like, you want to heal people, you want to help people, and you do want to be, you want to do that hypnosis thing. Right?
Yeah. And also I have to say, it's so funny you mentioned that, because one of the things I always notice, I come from my parents were divorced when I was very young and both remarried. And, so I had like 5 different families. And I just remember like being when your parents divorce and when there's like people in other relationships and stuff, there's like some, what's the word, like acrimony sometimes between people, that, a child just wants everyone to get along anyway. And I always, as I grew up with that kind of acrimony between people, I used to think like, God, I see these people have so much more in common than they're so much alike. Like these people like that hate each other's guts when I was a kid. They're just exactly, to me, they're like copies of one another. It's so stupid. And I used to think if I could, like, it just used to seem so ridiculous to me that people, and that I say that because I think that's so often the case, guys. The people we have the biggest issue with a lot of times are people that we see reflections of ourselves in them that we don't like.
Yeah, for sure. The next thing I look at is Chiron. What's your Chiron doing? Because Chiron is actually the wounded healer, And we come into the world with Chiron somewhere in our chart that shows us how we can step into healing and what kind of a healer we are. Chiron for you is right here in your 12th house in Taurus. So there's two really cool things about this Chiron in your 12th house. Basically, you came in search for value in the material plane. You came to search for value in the material plane. And also because it's in the 12th house, this is the position of basically a master manifester. Because it is in Taurus, because it is that Taurus, like you want to create things in this physical time-space reality, in the 3D. That's Taurus. That's like right here on Earth. We're on Earth. And that's what's powerful about that. Also, the 12th house power is that this is the life of a mystic. I also have Chiron in the 12th house. So this is the life of a mystic. Like it means you were born a mystic because you were born with, you came into the physical with the knowledge from the divine, which is what's in the 12th house.
Yes.
So another thing for anybody who has Chiron in the 12th house is that divination or channeling or these psychic gifts are actually requirements. They're requirements for you to fulfill your destiny in this lifetime.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy.
That is so true, though. That resonates as absolutely true to me. Like they are, they're required. Wow. I love that.
Yeah. The other things I look at are basically
so interesting to me.
I know. So I look at all the planets individually, and then I start looking more specifically at the aspects. Check this out. This is cool. So you've got Jupiter and Mars in the second house in Cancer. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion and Mars is the planet of drive. You've got this drive to expand your material possessions, like the financial abundance, the things that you value. And because they're in Cancer, which is the master of emotions, Cancer is the master of emotions. And because the law of attraction takes mastery of your emotions to manifest, like right here is why you're a master manifester, because it's like Jupiter and Mars, your drive to manifest and your natural psychic understanding, your connection to the moon with this Cancer, because your moon is also in Cancer. This connection makes you such a powerful manifester because you're a master of your emotions.
So it comes very naturally to me.
Yes.
I think that makes Jai. See, guys, this is why this is so cool, because what she just did, she tapped right in, and I know what she's saying is true. It resonates because it does. When I explain the law of attraction using the moon and all of that, to me, it's like I'm explaining something that when people don't understand it, I'm like, I don't understand, not understand it. I'm like, it's so natural to me. It feels like breathing. Like how I don't know how to explain something that feels like breathing. It feels like it should be so easy for you to do this. Right. It excites me to tell you how to do it because it's actually really easy and it really works. But some people, if it's natural for you, it is. And I guess if it's not, it's not. But yeah, it does feel very natural to me.
So here's the other thing, because this energy expands. And so in your life, you've probably had moments where you've noticed that because it's so instant, it's like instant manifesting. You've noticed that when you focus on the wrong things instantly manifest. And when you focus on the right things like instantly manifest for you.
Yes.
And then check this out. This Pluto Saturn is sextiling your Chiron, which is, master manifestor energy coming from the other dimension, and also trining Uranus right here, which is in opposition to your Chiron. It's crazy. Because Uranus is the planet of like revolution. It's in your 6th house of work, of be here now. So this means that you came into this world to be a revolutionary. You came into this world for your daily life has to be able to change and be different and change at a whim. And you're okay with that. Like you're okay. That's why you're not meant for a 9-to-5.
No. I wouldn't be okay with my daily life not changing.
You're meant for like your own schedule, your own thing. Every day has to be different. Not only that, you came here to like revolutionize this earthly realm, because this is the realm of the here and now. Yeah. I mean, this stuff is crazy. This stuff is crazy for you. That's why I was looking at your chart and I was like, dang. Oh my God. Okay. And then there's one more thing I want to talk about. And this is in general, you guys, like there's a lot more aspects in this chart, but I'm doing the major ones. There's a lot of major stuff in here though. So let's see. Oh, and that Uranus energy is that intense, ferocious energy that I was telling you about earlier. You have this ferocious intensity about you in your life. So sometimes it feels like things are too much.
For other people. Not for me.
Okay, and then let's talk about one more thing that's amazing right here. And it has to do with your south node and north node. First of all, you see these two right here, Pluto and your north node are like conjunct in Libra in your 5th house of creativity. So not only did you come into this world for all of those things that I said, to learn to cooperate, to learn to have more healing relationships, to revolutionize the healing world when it comes to relationships, but also to be creative and to co-create with people and teach people how to transform themselves because of Pluto.
Yeah.
Pluto is the planet of transformation. So you are like a natural revolutionary and transformer. And not just that, I'm gonna add some stuff to this. This is crazy. This is gonna trip you out. You see Venus here and Neptune here, and they're aspecting the nodes like this. Venus and Neptune are trining your south node, and they are also sextiling your north node and trining each other, which means what? That's a kite, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, whoa, kite.
You have a kite in your chart. And a kite, I'll tell you what a kite is. I'll tell you what a kite is, okay? This is epic. So a kite is actually, it's made of a grand trine, which is this energy right there. That's a grand trine. It's a trine, and a trine, right? And then what happens to make it a kite, this is not common, you guys. This is not common. This is a very unique alignment. It can only happen when the planets are exact. When he was born, this was the exact alignment, okay? It forms a kite when those two same planets sextile another point, and there is the opposition, okay? Like that's the kite. So you've got South Node in Aries. You came knowing courage. And the war is over, right? You're moving towards this transformative energy, your destiny to help people heal and learn how to transform themselves and heal your relationships. You've got Neptune.
Dude, can you just stop for a second? Can you just stop for a second? You have to stop for a second. Something you just said. Okay, I see. This is very personal, so I have to be careful. I don't like to feel exposed, and I don't. You remember what I told you though about what K Moon found out with my twin soul thing and the polar opposite north and south nodes? Well, I knew what the north and south nodes mean, but you just said that my Aries. What did you say it meant about that? I came in knowing courage already.
Yeah, you came in knowing courage.
So if my opposite person's like, if their north node was Aries, their north node, that's the thing you learn, right?
Yeah, so they're learning how to be more courageous in life.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and more of like this warrior, like they need to learn how to be the warrior. They've already learned the cooperation part.
Right.
So,
and I've got to learn the cooperation part because I don't.
Right. That's exactly. You got the Aries handled.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm good on the courage.
You've got Neptune, the planet that's ruled by Pisces, the planet of dreams, and also the unknown, also ruler of the 12th house where your Chiron is, trining and sextiling your nodes. And you've got Venus, the planet of love, right? It's like also trining and sextiling your nodes. These aspects are like, this is a beautiful energy because Venus rules Libra. And all this stuff is in Libra right here. So what the kite does, it takes the energy of a grand trine, which can be a little bit of a it becomes a lazy energy because it's so harmonious. You just want to like lay around and be happy in it. It doesn't, squares in your chart are the ones that make the change happen and push you forward, because they create challenges for you to move through. And so there's more movement forward. But when it becomes a kite, it actually shows you where to take that energy, where to channel that energy. And this is the point that you're supposed to channel it at, which is your North Node conjunct Pluto. I mean, this is crazy, you guys.
So the energy needs to be channeled to
towards
become
your
more
destiny,
balanced and harmonious in a relationship.
Yeah. So, boom. That's what I was going to cover for you.
Wow.
I mean, that's major. I have a kite too, and my kite is the same as yours. It's pointing towards the North Node, except mine's in Gemini.
Wow, Jai.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and there's a lot more in here, but that's just major going over it. You know what I mean?
That is insane.
Yeah. So this is just a snippet, you guys, of like what we're going to like provide for you in the program.
So guys, if I were you guys and I couldn't do the class, I would be booking on at least an astrological reading with Jai right now, because obviously she's pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Like, that's intense.
I mean, this is powerful. So I'm gonna stop the share. So here we go. It's back to us, and that was really fun, and I love doing that. I mean, it's major.
Yeah, thank you.
Major.
Thank you. You brought a lot of things to my attention that I knew but I wasn't aware of. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that was really good. I think, and so guys, you can see that she's very good at reading these charts, and then not only reading the charts, but she has such a strong intuition that she's very connected. She knows where to go right away on those charts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's a real advantage there for you with that. You're getting a lot of, guys, for out of this class. This class is it is a really good investment. I don't know what else to say.
That's just with the cards too. And that's what you get with the one-on-one that you get with us during the class. That's not counting the 6 weeks of content that we're going over.
Right. That has these things are outside of the class. These are things that we're doing for you because we want to help you understand yourself better to help you become a master manifestor. But these things are really just to really give you everything you can. But I think it's so clear just from what we did tonight that like somebody asked me earlier, Jai, in a broadcast I did to sort of announce tonight. They asked me, like, do you think tarot is accurate? And I said, well, yes, but I think it's really connected to who's reading the cards. And so you see the cards come out the way they're supposed to. The astrological charts, if the right person's reading that, it's going to come out and give you exactly the information that you need. It's really special what you're going to get from all of these things. And so I really hope you guys who haven't thought about it are going to be joining us for this course, because we are putting our heart and soul into this to ensure that if you join this course starting next Sunday, you will come out of that 6 weeks later with no excuse not to manifest everything your heart desires into your life. Seriously. Yeah.
And seriously though, like I've literally been doing these readings for like just a couple of months. But you don't know my chart. And if you looked at my chart, you would know why all this is just like flooding through. Like,
well, you guys saw it, and it's not just your chart, but like you said, with the way the cards came out for you tonight, Jai, I mean, there's no accidents. I don't know. I think it's just the way the cards are. I don't think it's like that I have the magic touch. They come out like that, and it's so clear. You are gifted to you are gifted this lifetime to do what you're doing, and when you know it, you know it. Mm-hmm. You know it, and you just go
link.
with it, so.
Yeah, the link to the course is in the description of this video, you guys. You can click on it. You will enter your name and your email, and then it'll take you directly to a PayPal page where you can actually pay in full, or if you have, I guess, good credit. I've never done it before, but if you have good credit, PayPal lets you do a payment plan. You can do a payment plan through PayPal.
Because the cost of the class is really affordable. It's $444. Most people are are approved by PayPal for that, because it's not hard to get approved for I think when I was 18, I got approved for a $500 credit limit.
Right?
So
Yeah.
it's the equivalent of that. So
yeah, and we begin October 13th. So now we're going to play a little game. And we're going to let you guys win what we just did. So we just gave you an example, but now we get to play a game. Yeah.
So
I'm
excited.
looking at the
It's gonna be so
chat.
much fun.
Jason's not looking at the chat. We're just going to make that clear from the beginning. I'm going to be looking at the chat, and the very first person that responds that I see that gets it right will get the reading. Okay. We're not going to fight over it.
No, yeah, guys.
Let's keep it light and let's keep it fun, okay? Because that's really what we want this to be, okay?
Right.
So here, why don't you tell them how it works?
Okay, so what I was thinking is, in fact,
we should do the map of destiny first, right?
Yeah, and what I was thinking is, so we're going to give two people the chance. So for the map of destiny I'm going to hold a card. I'm going to pick a card from the major arcana only. And whoever is the first to state the correct card that I picked in the chat after Jai says go, and not before, wins the map of destiny reading. And then we'll do one for her to do the, we can do this twice if you want to do it for the astrology, or if you have some other way you want to do that one.
We'll do it the same way. But you do the guessing, because you're the one with the cards in front of you. You're the one who should say go. So you have the cards in front of you. I'll just look at the chat and make sure oh wait, but you don't know. I don't know what card it is. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Yeah, you've got to do it.
So I have to
get a card.
I have to do it with the cards. Okay, but oh my God.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's see. Hang on. Oh my God.
You can see we thought this one through, guys.
Yeah, we thought this one through. Unless you want to text it to me real quick.
Yeah, we can do that. You want to do that?
Yeah, just text it to me real quick.
Oh, yeah.
This is so funny. Right. If you already picked it, text it to me, and then oh my God, I'm cracking up. This is too funny. Yeah, somebody else had the same idea. Just text her. Oh my God. Expensive, but I get it. You mean for the class? It's actually not expensive, you guys. If you were purchasing a separate astrology reading from me and a separate map of destiny reading from Jason, you would be paying more than the course is actually worth. And so you're actually getting an insane amount of stuff, you guys, an insane amount. And this is the
guys,
time.
You would pay more just ordering the map of destiny reading and the astrology reading. You would pay more than you're paying for a 6-week course and those two things.
Yeah, and you have to.
It's not expensive.
Think
about how much time we're going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, okay, I got it. I saw it. I got it. So you still hold it up, facing you for them, so they can feel into the energy. Ready, set, go. Guess what major arcana card Jason is holding. Yeah, exactly. It's not expensive. It's an investment. All right, Ashley got it right away. Ashley V is the first person that I saw put the star up, and it is the star, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Ashley, you get the map of destiny reading.
Okay. Congratulations, Ashley. And like I said, it's an abbreviated map of destiny. So we are going to give her a little bit of info here. So let's see. Do you want it? Let's get both winners real quick.
Yeah, you think so? Okay, so pick the next one and text it to me. Actually, I think we should wait.
You want to wait?
Yeah, let's wait. Let's wait to do it after, yeah.
Okay, we can wait. All right, so.
Nice, Ashley.
Congratulations, Ashley. I'm gonna say a little intention. Thank you, universe. Thank you, source. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, angels. Thank you for allowing me to connect to Ashley's energy and for the clear and direct messages and healing guidance from her for map of destiny. Okay, Ashley, so we're going to do the same thing I just did for Jai for you. Very abbreviated version of this. We're going to pull first from the Ascension Oracle to see what energies you're working with this lifetime and what you're being called to do with those energies. Take it how it resonates. for anyone else who is watching, because it may resonate for you as well. I asked in my intention just now. What energy is actually working with this lifetime that she needs to be aware of? Ascension Oracle. Wow. Coolness. You've got the card Kuan Yin came out, and also bottom of the deck, you've got the Intergalactic Council. Okay. Let's do this. So Kuan Yin is card number 43. That breaks down to my number, the number 7. That's a special number for me. It's just that number's it's a holy number of completion, like in Judeo-Christian belief systems. The number 7. There's a lot of 7s in Christianity. I mean, God, and Book of Genesis got 7 days. There are 7 days in the week. It took God 7 days. On the 7th day, God rested. The 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit, the 7 deadly sins. There's a lot of 7s. Okay, 7 seals of Revelation. Anyway, it says Kuan Yin is the master of the 12th ray of unconditional love. She radiates a vibrant, cirrus pink light of divine feminine energy, love, and compassion. Kuan Yin is re-empowering women everywhere and bringing forward feminine wisdom in men. She is inviting you to develop your divine feminine qualities, including your healing abilities. Find ways to nurture and empower others and yourself. Give yourself permission to go with the flow and share with everyone for the highest good. This will subtly affect your stellar gateway chakra and build the Antakarana bridge to source. Affirmation: I act from my divine feminine wisdom. So you're being called to act from divine feminine wisdom in all ways, to share with others, and wow, to subtly affect your stellar gateway chakra and build the Antakarana bridge to source. That's pretty cool. The bottom of the deck card, when I do this, to me really is important as well, and it's about things that you maybe aren't working with this lifetime, but things that are working for you. That's kind of how I think of the bottom of the deck. You've got Intergalactic Council. This is card number 29, which, as you know, breaks down to an 11. That's a very special number, portal number. The Intergalactic Council of 12 Great Masters makes decisions for the highest good of this universe. The council includes Marco, Hilarion, Jesus, Ashtar, Kuthumi, El Moria, Paul the Venetian, Saint Germain, Kuan Yin, Lady Nada, Serapis Bey, and Lord, I don't know how to say his name, Lord Maitreya. Saying or thinking their names always raises your frequency. Recognize that you are a multidimensional being. Connect with your deepest wisdom and focus on the well-being of the universe. Your guidance is to ask Universal Angel Butyaliel to take you to the Intergalactic Council in meditation or sleep and offer to serve the universe. This will greatly expand your consciousness. The affirmation is, I choose to visit the Intergalactic Council today. So, you know, those two cards, I think what that says to me about the energy you're working with is, you know, you're being asked to really turn to the ascended masters in a very real way, and not only to turn to them, but to offer yourself in service to their cause. Also, divine feminine energy. I'm sure it would surprise me if you're not a divine feminine yourself energy, but that energy will serve you well if you always choose to sort of draw upon that power in a way that is inclusive and allows you to sort of be sharing your gifts with others. And it feels like a lot of this is even though that word's not used a whole lot, it does feel like a lot of it is about service, at least in the sense that not maybe in the traditional sense of the word service, but in the sense of your entire life and the fulfilling of your heart's desires is going to turn out to be an act of service, I have the feeling. So it doesn't have to feel like you're serving others in a sense, in a servitude sense, to actually be doing a great act of service for the universe by your life. Okay. All right. So let's see what your master level is and with what element you're being called to work with this lifetime and in what way. What's the master level for Ashley and element that she's working with this lifetime? Wow. Same as Jai, master of crystals. So, okay, so I think for you, a lot of this is saying that, the master of crystals is about having the ability to materially to sort of, it's a, you've mastered the material world, or you will if you haven't. You're going to, it's that you've either brought that with you or you have the ability to sort of be the master of that domain. In other words, if you're having issues with material abundance in life, if that's a real issue for you right now, it's something you need to get straight within yourself real quick, because that should be one of the things that is gifted to you to help you do the other things, the servitude and other things, if you've got this master of crystals. So materially speaking, you should be a master of that. You should be able to conquer things of a material realm, or have the ability to help others in that way as well. And it shouldn't come to be a continuous place of need or want. It should be just the opposite for you. So if that's an issue for you in any way, you need to look at that really closely as to why that would be. Hold on one second. Sorry. Okay, Ashley. So flames. Flames is the fire element. And again, this is like, when you think of the soul is represented a lot of times in depictions and in literature as fire, right? So this is your soul's path and where you are spiritually. Okay, nice. So Three of Flames. The Three of Flames is interesting. So what this is telling me, and I feel this has got a little bit to do with having that master of crystals too, Ashley. The Three of Flames, Five of Flames, bottom of the deck too, and we'll talk about that in a second. So Three of Flames energy, you definitely have an innate ability to manifest, because the Three of Flames is a lot about manifestation. That's an energy of you. It's kind of what Jai was talking about in the astrology. Your soul's ability to visualize and imagine having the things you want is so strong that when it comes to, I feel like the message is, when it comes to material abundance, I think that's where you can most apply that ability to knowing how you've made things come in that you've wanted in life, and use that application in other ways. Think of how you were able to visualize things into happening, and maybe you didn't even realize you were doing it. And you can apply that with how your soul naturally visualizes the things you desire, so that they are helped to come in. But with the Five of Flames here at the bottom of the deck, you've also got an energy of you need to understand that where your conflicts lie, where you're conflicted and you're torn and you're not sure what direction to go, that also is your soul speaking to you through that conflict. So the places where you find yourself torn or having like that internal tug of war, those aren't weaknesses, those are strengths, because it's in those places where you're gonna actually learn the biggest lessons, and also be able to teach and serve the best once you sort of apply those things in like how they complete a circle. So for example, what am I trying to say here? So for example, if you turn out to have a marriage, your second marriage lasts a lifetime, but you have, maybe, this is just an example, this isn't specific to Ashley, guys, but your first marriage, maybe it only lasted 6 months and it was really tough. This person turned out to be very verbally abusive or something. Well, there's conflict in the things you had to go through, but the lesson you got, you were able to take it with you, and it was able to teach you what, just as much of what you do want as what you don't want. And so I feel like that's what the Five of Flames at the bottom of the deck is about. It's about the strength you're gaining from all the experiences you have where there's conflict, confusion, or being torn in two directions. That is something you can take with you and teach and use as part of your service to others, to the universe, using that divine feminine energy to its fullest. Okay, chalices. So this is love. 5 of chalices.
Ooh.
Bottom of the deck, 8 of chalices.
Oh.
So
sorry, as my mom on the sidelines. Sideline commentator. I got the 5 of cups too.
Yeah. This is tough. I mean, so here's the thing. You can see, Ashley, look, these cards are pretty clear. These are the cards for you that have to do with love. So this is a challenge this lifetime. Doesn't mean this is what you're going to spend your lifetime doing when it comes to love, but it's a big challenge for you. Shifting your focus, because this person is doing the same thing in both these. They're very alone, but this person actually doesn't have to be alone. This card isn't about being alone. There's 2 cups here. The reason this person is feeling this way is because their focus is on all of that sadness and all that walking away. They've never gotten over this feeling. That familiar loneliness is too familiar a feeling for this person, and they're not focusing on the happiness anymore. They're just too easily focused on the sadness. You've got to shift your focus on what this is saying is it's a part of your soul's challenge and growth this lifetime to shift that sadness to the things which remain. And that, part of your journey is to learn to walk away with your head held high from things that aren't serving you in relationships, right? Takes courage to do that sometimes, right? Like Jai was talking about, that Aries energy is about courage, conquering courage. It does take courage to walk away from things that aren't serving you and don't make you happy. But this is saying that that's one of your big soul lessons this lifetime in love, is learning to walk away, and that's when you're going to find your pinnacle happiness, is after conquering that thing and walking away from things that don't serve you. I can't wait to see what your crystal card is, because of the fact that you got the Master of Crystals. What is her material experience? 3 of Crystals. So this is kind of cool. You got the 3 of Crystals. This is about your specific experience in the material realm. This could be with relationships too. Just as you got when it comes to love, this need to be able to learn to walk away and not be afraid of abandonment or of abandoning if necessary. When it comes to your sort of material world, you've got the 3 of Crystals, which is about, this is an energy of lessons and of building. So you're doing you're going through this building process, and the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Crystals. There's a lot of solitary energy here, Ashley. A lot of doing it like, I feel like it's about, not that you have to do things alone, but it's about being okay with the possibility of doing these things alone, right? Once you're really okay with it, and you may even have to start, you know what I thought of when I saw these 2? This reminded me of someone who, like Jai, when I saw these 2 cards, you know what it reminded me of? Of someone who, like, a woman who's like, she turns 40 years old and she thinks, I'm never going to have a family, so I might as well go ahead and start a family of my own and do it all on my own. Like that but then once she does all of that and starts the family, that's when she gains, like, it all comes in, but it's after she's so accepting of it that she goes off and starts like her everything on her own. She's just decided, I'm going to do this myself. I'm not going to have a partner. Like, and that's when the partner comes, once there's true surrender. It's weird. It's very interesting, but that's what, because see guys, this is solitary. That 9 of Crystals, that's very materially successful, but it's all about being solitary and doing it. But then the 3 is also building on something. So it's almost like it's the beginnings of building. So it's like, okay, I have to start building this on my own. But once I do that, that's when things come in.
She says she has Venus in Scorpio. Venus is about to move into Scorpio. Yikes.
Sorry, Ashley.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh. Funny. So let's see what your mental challenges will be this lifetime. Yeah. Yep. Okay. 9 of Orbs. This is tough, man. Listen, here's the thing about the 9 of Orbs. And as a Scorpio, you feel this really deeply too. Scorpios are very feeling, and they know they're connected, you know, in a really real way, but you got to keep it in check. So with this 9 of Orbs, this is a lot of burden, anxiety. It can be like mental anxieties, overthinking things, worrying, a lot of worries. Remember, if this is coming in as a challenge for you, like I said, I feel like in your life, what we're getting from these cards is a lot of the things that you would tend to worry about. It's just it's like everything, guys, sometimes everything is a test. And I'm not saying it always is, but it almost always is. For you, it's like all of these things, they seem really scary. And yeah, they're legitimate fears in life. But the whole point is to not be afraid. The minute you accept the situation for what it could be, the worst that it could be, you find out, oh, it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, I just had to accept it. It's like, this is everything. I keep getting that from these cards. It's like anything that feels very scary or like potentially doom, it's all up here. It's not real. It's just a possibility, and being okay with the possibility of that outcome. And once you're okay with that outcome, the good stuff comes in. Like, you have to be okay with the idea that that all these things that are causing you stress are real. You have to be okay, even if they're all real. You're still good. And once you come to a acceptance of that stuff, you realize it's nowhere near the monster that you thought it was, right? It's like seeing that shadow on the wall when you're a child in bed and you see that big shadow on the wall, and then the light is turned on and it's just like a little teddy bear, but on the wall it looks like this huge monster. It's just a reflection of a fear. That's all. And so we're going to look now at the major arcana for you. That is the purpose and path. Ascension. Yeah, no doubt. I knew it was going to be either ascension or transition. I knew it was going to be one of those cards because of all of this stuff. I mean, you're doing a lot of balancing and a lot of shadow work this lifetime. But you've also got the path of, it seems like you get I see this a lot, Ashley, where you get, like I said, never be jealous of someone or any of that stuff, because you don't see everything. You only see one part of something. We don't see all the dimensions to people. Everyone's multidimensional. And so she got this ability. She's going to have this ability to materially bring about whatever she wants. But in love, she's going to have to accept the possibility of being all alone in order to have the potential to come in. It's just a very interesting thing. We never see someone's true struggles unless we're walking a mile in their shoes. But for her, that's an ascension path. That's about truly her soul ascending because of its strength and it coming into this place of a master level of power. And in that ascension card, she's literally got the world in her hands. Like that orb is the world, and it's in her hand. It's like it's mastering. It's really coming to recognize how much of a test this all is, and sort of a matrix. And it's not. It's so much. The things. It's so funny, the things we stress about, guys. It really is. When you really step outside of yourself and look at what's really going on, it's just so silly. It's so stupid. I mean, no offense, guys. I'm talking about me too. It's just so stupid. The things that we stress about and make a big. It's so stupid. Do you know in 100 years, you'll be lucky if someone knows who you were and visits your gravestone and reads your name and knows who you were? Is it really worth worrying about? Think of it from that perspective, guys. So she's becoming a master here by learning that all of these anxieties are dumb. They're just dumb. And I'm not saying that they're in your life, Ashley, that they're dumb things, but you have to admit you're stressing about things that really don't matter that much when you think about the big picture. So it's a big soul lesson for you too. You're going to bring all that back to source and all the experiences you have back to source. So remember, everything we're doing, guys, you're collecting experiences to bring back to source. You don't want to have a life like everyone else. A cookie cutter life that experiences nothing special and takes that back to source. Go be the person, the spirit that brings back all these wild, amazing experiences because you learned how stupid the worries were and you had fun and were courageous and do crazy, wild things and get to be the hero or whatever, and go bring all that back to source, because that's really all you're doing is collecting experiences to bring back to source. It's really that simple and that complicated. So cool stuff, Ashley. Good luck.
Good luck, Ashley. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So, put up your hand if you know what time you were born. I was born at 8:45 in the morning.
Nice. I'm a night owl. 11:43 p.m., y'all.
I'm a night owl too.
I'm actually not a night owl anymore. I swear. It's already feeling late.
All right, awesome. So if you know the exact, and I mean exact time that you were born, you can play in this next part. You can participate in this next part, okay?
And nobody else.
And nobody else. Okay, so Jason is going to pick a major arcana. So some of those cards have a different name, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
but you know what they represent.
just send me the name of the traditional. Do you know what I mean? Text me, just pick one of the major arcanas and send me the traditional name of it if it's a different name. And then all these people that are putting up their times will start to guess which card it is. Don't start guessing yet, you guys. Don't start guessing yet. I'm going to wait till I get the text until I say the magic word, which is G-O. But don't start guessing yet. I'll let you know when. It's awesome to see that so many of you guys know what time you were freaking born.
Good. That's good.
I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh.
Hang on. Okay. All right. So you are going to guess one of the major arcana cards for this next astrology reading. Go. Guess a major arcana. Whoever guesses it first will get this next reading. And you have to know the time that you were born, okay? Major arcana, you guys. Only major arcana guesses. Oh my God, these are hilarious.
They may not know what the major arcana means, though. So
a lot of them do. Veronica Abrego, the moon. You got it, girl.
Nice.
Show them the card.
Luna.
The
moon.
The moon. All right. My dear, you are the winner, Veronica.
Congrats, Veronica.
Congratulations. So what I need from you is basically the date that you were born, the exact time, and the city and state, or the location. Yay! Woo woo! Okay, here we go. I was like wondering who's gonna get this reading. Oh my God. I'm excited. You know K Moon, right? K Moon did a live where she read natal. She did like we do mini readings, you know?
Yeah.
She did them with astrology readings, and I was like, dang, that's really cool.
She's awesome.
That was so cool. Like, I really want to do that, and I kind of want to do that.
I'm going to
ask her if I should do that actually, even with her at one point too.
Yeah, you guys would be a great collaboration. I think that would be awesome. Because you know, just like with tarot, I think, you know, you're going to read charts differently, and I think that would be a really cool thing to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, if you have not looked at the lead page while she's looking that up, I'm going to tell you, I think you really should take time, look at the lead page under channel4grace.guru. It's under the menu, it's under Finding the Magic Playground. I think she put the link in the description right here. So just take a minute to look over the page. It tells you, it really, you know, breaks everything down for the course, what we're going to be offering. I really think, I really know that you won't regret being a part of this. So yeah, just take a look at it, and if you feel led to do it, you'll find a way. It'll happen. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. So that's an exercise in trust right there. Ooh, I see somebody's chart is up.
Boom shakalaka. Man, this is kind of a gnarly chart. Wait, do you notice how hang on, I gotta take a snapshot of it and then actually go to the image in my photos.
No, don't take Seva down.
Where did it go? Is it this one? No. Where did it go? Hang on.
It was today, right?
It's not. It didn't say.
Yeah, there it is.
Wait, no, that's Seva. That's still yours. Hang on. Let me do this again. Let's try this. Okay, this should. Can you guys see it? Hang on. Let me click done, save to photos. All right, here we go. I forgot to click save to photos. So now we got Veronica's chart. Have you had your chart done before, Veronica? Out of curiosity. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see like how everything is kind of focused on like pretty much like this half of the chart. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Just there's a lot of focus on what. Oh, you've never gotten your chart done before? Oh my God. Okay. This is so cool. So I'm going to do the same thing I did for Jason's. The main things that I look at is sun, moon, rising, and Venus. That's like the first thing. So you've got your sun in Pisces, your moon also in Pisces. You've got Venus in Aries, and your rising sign is Aquarius. Did you know that? Wow. Pisces, Aries, and Aquarius. That's air, water, and fire. That's a pretty good balance. That's a pretty good balance of all those energies. So that's the first thing that I notice. So basically, oh, you did know that much at least. So the sun in Pisces, I mean, you guys know these general parts are not, they're not too crazy to go into, but basically, the sun in Pisces is this, this watery, like loving. Pisces is a very compassionate energy. The moon in Pisces as well, like this, you're very like, you're a very open-hearted person. Like you're a gentle soul. That's like what Pisces energy is. Like I know my friend has a little boy, and he's a Pisces. He was born a Pisces, and he's just the sweetest thing ever. And they're so sensitive. But Pisces is the sign that rules the 12th house, which is the house of basically the divine, the subconscious mind, the world from within. I mean, from without, like beyond the crown chakra. So we're going to take a look at your nodes, and you've got the nodes right here. You've got the south node in Taurus, and the north node in Scorpio. Oh my God, your chart is crazy. Sorry, this chart is tripping me out. Anyways, there should be a line here that shows that they're actually opposing each other, but they are, because they're both at 0 degrees. So this means that the nodes, just when you were born, they had recently switched signs into Taurus and Scorpio. And wow, just like Jason, I don't know if you noticed this, you actually have the north node pretty much conjunct Pluto in Scorpio. Pluto is the natural ruler of Scorpio. Pluto is the planet of transformation. So as the north node being your destiny, there's something about your destiny that has to do with you coming into this world to transform the world on a very deep level, because Scorpio is very deep. Scorpio likes to go underneath the surface. Scorpio doesn't really like taking shortcuts. On top of all of your Pisces energy, you've got this major Scorpio energy as a destiny. So you not only have access to the divine mind.
Yeah. Get it, girl.
Yeah, you also have, it's okay. You also have access to the underworld, because Pluto is the underworld. So you've got this connection to the higher foundations in the universe. That's like divination. That's like the knowledge from the stars. And you also have this ability to go deep into the underworld. So you've got access to both of those worlds, and you're here to help people transform in that world. Now, your north node is actually in your 8th house, and Pluto is actually in your 9th house. So the 8th house is the house that actually ruled by Pluto. But it is the house of, its transformation is death, sex, and money, other people's money. And the 9th house is the house of spirituality. And so you've got this combination between spirituality and transformation. And they're both heading in that direction. And the south node is in Taurus, and it is in your second house, which is cool because you came into this world already knowing your, exactly, as above, so below. You came into this world already having this very powerful understanding of this physical time, space reality. So you understand what manifesting is about. You understand what it is to be in this earthly world, like in this 3-dimensional reality. That's something that you've already learned. You've already had your lessons in the earth plane. And now what you're doing is learning how to actually go into, is it Rebecca? Because I could have gotten them wrong. And that would actually change it a lot. But yeah, let me verify real quick. I always kind of get them messed up. So I'm just going to verify. Give me a second. I've been like doing so much lately. It's insane. Yeah, you're right, Rebecca. You're right. All right. Okay, so sorry about that, you guys. The minute you said that, I was like, dang it, I knew it. Okay, so this is North Node and this is South Node. So that does change it a little bit. It's okay. We continue on. Yeah, it is a lot. Okay, so the way that this changes is that basically what you've come into the world already knowing is this intensity of Scorpio. So you've come into this world knowing that you know how to handle the underworld. When there's planets actually conjunct your south node, it means that there's part of this planet, or the essence of this planet, which Pluto is the planet of transformation. So there's part of this planet that you have kind of dealt with in the past. So you've gone through these experiences of change, and you've gone through these experiences of being in that underworld, and you might have had a past life that was like really kind of dark, like with the scorpionic energy that just made you feel like you really want out, like you really want to come out. And you have come into this world to come out of that energy and enter into this realm of manifesting. And Taurus in the second house the natural ruler of the second house. So Taurus in the second house is about becoming a manifester. So this is about like learning how to manifest in a very powerful way for you. It has a lot to do with the physical time space reality, like I was talking about, but it just, we just kind of like shifted that focus to like, you came here having this, you have a very, what I would call a very intense, ability to understand what people go through when they have hard times. Like you understand when people are having difficult transitions in their life, you can kind of like be there with them because you already know all about that. You know all about that. But what you actually came here to learn and to move towards is this very powerful energy of manifesting and living life in this, physical 3-dimensional reality. And it's a lot. And you might feel sometimes like you really want to get things going and you really want to manifest. And then what holds you back is your inability to move, through these like kind of hard, difficult times in life. But you got to remember that you've already been through that. And the lesson is to let go of that part of yourself and start to move forward towards, you've done the hard work. Now you came here to this world to learn how to manifest and to learn how to activate yourself in this world. So that's actually a pretty powerful thing about the nodes here in your chart. Let's look at Chiron. Chiron is here in Gemini in your 4th house. So Chiron in the 4th house is basically, so Chiron tells us like how we came to be here as a healer, how we came to heal not only ourselves, but also manifest that healing energy that Chiron represents. And when Chiron is in the 4th house, it signifies that the deepest healing of the self will come from a connection with roots, which is interesting because so the 4th house is the house of the home. And so the way that you're going to heal it, you have to ground yourself. So there's a link here between this North Node in Taurus and your Chiron in Gemini, or your Chiron in the 4th house, because that connection is a very earthy connection. Like the idea of like roots is very much Taurus energy. So you can see that connection right there. Now, Chiron is also in your chart in Gemini. I actually have Chiron in Gemini as well. So when Chiron is in Gemini, there's this like a personal crisis about integration here on Earth, which actually affects the balance and the nervous system greatly. People that are born with Chiron in Gemini, they're highly attuned to the consciousness of individuals around themselves. So this is kind of like a psychic energy that you understand people and you understand like what they're thinking, you understand the consciousness level that they're at, and you understand this mass awareness of the planet. So sometimes it can feel like a lot because you have this connection between people that is just overwhelming. I mean, to be connected to the mass awareness, like that's a lot. But Gemini is the mind, and Gemini is a very, very quick thinker. So you will find yourself sometimes understanding things and being very intuitive about things that you didn't normally, you wouldn't necessarily know where it's coming from. Well, this is where it's coming from. So this energy for you is about building roots and using your genius mind, which is Gemini, to figure out how to build roots in your life. And that's what Chiron comes up for you. Let's see if anything's aspecting your nodes. Okay, so you have this, here's something that's interesting here. You've got Pluto at 7 degrees retrograde. It's actually retrograde in Scorpio. Trining the moon right here in Pisces. Any kind of communications between Pluto and the moon can tend to be a little bit like intense for people. When you have especially the moon square Pluto, that's a very difficult transit. But you have the moon trine Pluto. So it's a little bit easier, but there's still this intensity. And because this is like, there's this conjunction to the South Node for you, what the moon actually does, it intensifies this energy of the past. It's almost like, and especially in Pisces, so this watery energy, it's like you feel intensified to, you feel this pull to like go back, you know, a little bit towards like that past energy, like past life stuff. And Pluto, because it's so strong, it will like tend to pull you emotionally towards like focusing on the past. But you've got to bring your focus towards the future, towards the right here and now. So instead of getting lost in the emotions, which Pisces and Pluto can do, you have to bring your emotions into the present moment. Anchor yourself, like Chiron says, anchor yourself into this world because you came here to manifest. But if your emotions keep getting pulled back into the past, that's going to be a difficult energy to deal with. Let's see what else we see here. You have all of these planets over here. This is actually cool. You have all of these planets in Sagittarius, and that's a lot of Sagittarius energy. It is called a, yeah, exactly, come to the light. It's called a stellium. When you have, you know, planets that are this close together, all in the same sign, interestingly enough, they are in your 10th house of career. So, and this is actually not a planet. This one right here, this is Juno. It's not a planet. So Saturn is actually the natural ruler of the 10th house. Saturn is the one that brings in authority into our lives, authority into our lives. So when you have Saturn in the 10th house, there is this intense focus to towards career. It is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is definitely a fire sign. And so, and Sagittarius energy is also, it's actually very outgoing. Sagittarius energy is very outgoing. But with you having Saturn in the 10th house, you like to focus on career. That's like, there's something about your career connected also to Mars, which is your drive, and to Uranus, which is how revolution, how you bring revolution into the world. So your career is, or the best thing that's going to be for your career, the best situation career-wise for you is going to be a career that lets you be different, lets you have authority, lets you have independence, lets you do your own thing, allows you to be very fiery, active, have this very fiery, active drive. You can literally drive this ship very easily, but it's got to be revolutionary. Like you got to be able to change and shift whenever you need to. Yes, they do like power. So this is a very powerful, yeah, this is a very powerful energy for you right here in the 10th house, all this Sagittarius energy in the 10th house. Yeah, so that's another thing. Let's see if there's any more that I can quickly look at, and then we'll finish up here. Anything that jumps out at me. These 0 degrees right here, Venus and Mercury conjunct in Aries. Venus, we know, is the planet of love, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So, and this is also in your 2nd house. So actually these two planets give your North Node some strength, I would say. They give your North Node strength because Venus rules also Taurus. It rules Libra and Taurus, and the 2nd and 7th houses. But for now, since we're looking at the 2nd house, Venus is in your 2nd house, like along with the North Node in Taurus. So it's helping you to learn how to see the beauty in the world. It's helping you to understand, to be that very powerful manifester. And with all this, so 10th house energy in Sagittarius and all of this Taurus energy in the 2nd house makes you a very powerful manifester yourself. That's actually a really cool alignment there. I like that. And, I haven't gone into, any of these intense aspects, because you do have, it looks like you have a T-square. And T-squares are kind of difficult aspects. Yeah, 0 degrees too. They just together moved in and conjuncted. So the T-squares are generally difficult aspects. And what they do is they create challenges in your life for you to overcome. This is what I'm going to actually look at this, because this is cool. You actually have Jupiter conjunct your moon in Pisces. And I mentioned earlier in Jason's chart that Jupiter is the ruler, is the planet of expansion, and the moon in Pisces is our emotions. Well, the moon is our emotions. In Pisces, it's also very emotional, just like it is in any other water sign like Scorpio and Cancer. So basically, this conjunction makes it so that whoa, like it makes those emotions I was talking about, it makes them really strong. It makes you like it. I wouldn't be surprised if you have had moments in your life where you have been very emotionally overwhelmed, because Pisces is a very psychic energy, and you have the sun, the moon, and Jupiter in Pisces in your first house of your identity. So you identify very strongly with this emotional Piscean energy. And with that trine, you know, to the South Node, that Pluto can really pull you into the underworld. And you got to work really hard to get yourself out and to work towards more of this Chiron in Gemini and North Node in Taurus, and channel that energy into your career path. And I think that's where I'm gonna end it, you guys. I'm getting pretty tired. But anyways, thanks, Rebecca, for that. That was a good catch. That was a good catch, Rebecca. But yeah, so I hope that resonated with you, Veronica, and thank you guys. I just went back to us. Thank you guys for your patience. I know
that was great, Jai.
That was a lot. Yeah. So basically, the reason we did this broadcast, is to show you guys. That was a lot, you guys. Do you realize like how much? And honestly, like if you got to cut me a break, because I had never looked at her chart ever before. That was, you know what I mean? It was like on the spot. Like, and usually I really like to study it very closely in all the details. That's my Gemini mind going, I like to study all the details before I present it. So that was a little bit that was way outside of my comfort zone. But I like to do things that are outside of my comfort zone.
That's life, right? We just talked about it. That's what life is about, guys. Yeah. Step out of that comfort zone. Don't be a coward. Be brave. Be courageous.
Right. So
do something you've never done.
So that's it, you guys. Like, that's just part of what you're gonna get in the class. So I hope you guys are interested in taking this course. We start on Sunday and the full moon in Aries. It's a very powerful full moon. It's a beginning, a new lunar cycle.
This is it, guys. Get registered. This is it. We're in the final home stretch right here, guys. We start Sunday and we want you there. Like, we want you there. We've got a good class, a really good sized class that's going to be there already. There's still room though, and because we're capping it at 30, so there's room. But we've got a good class already, and we're really excited. And get in there and do this. You know, a lot of you, I know, are feeling pulled to do it. Whatever the blockage is, address it. Talk to us. Reach out to us. Let's see, because I mean, this is going to be so exciting, so much fun, and we're just really excited.
Yeah. And if you've already, like, if you've entered your email but you haven't actually signed up yet, I'm going to actually send out an email this week to everybody that just opted in, just to check in with you guys and see where you're at, and see if there's anything, we can do to help you out there, to help you make the decision. But just know I'll be reaching out to you guys. But I am ecstatic about this course. I've never done anything like this.
This is going to be so amazing for people. Like, I am so excited. I just feel so good about this, and I can't wait to get started. Like I said, I feel like those of you who are able to do this with us, you're going to come out of this course and know that this was like something that, if you put these tools we give you into practice, you're going to have so much fun manifesting the life of your dream.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, if you look at, the example that we represent, I was not always here in this spot, and neither was Jason, but we figured out like what it takes to get here. And that's why we want to teach people. We're both, as you can see from his chart, we have this like natural ability, this natural psychic ability. And we have come here as healers and teachers to help people find that as well.
Guys, it's so possible and doable. Let me just tell you, in case you don't already know this about me, a couple of years ago, I was literally knocking on death's door. Like, I really was. Okay. And some amazing things changed my life, woke me up, shifted everything around, and it can turn around really quick if you let it, for the best.
And thanks for hanging in there with us today. This was a pretty long broadcast, 2 hours long.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we hope you enjoyed it.
I hope so too. And I'm so ready to go lay my head down. I made some
I
tea
know.
while you were doing Veronica's reading.
I know. So are we gonna go live one more time? I think
we're gonna go
plan.
One night this week, right?
Yeah, one night this week we're gonna go live one more time. Let me just double check what is the focus, what we were planning on covering for this last one.
Was it the dimension?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, we were going to talk about the 9 dimensions. So I call it 9-dimensional living, and this is something that we're going to cover in detail in the class. So we're going to give you a preview, but there's basically, you know, these 9 dimensions that you can integrate into your earthly life, into this manifestation, to help you uncover more of this magic, uncover more of the magical playground.
I mean, guys, we're here. We're here in this leading edge time space reality. If you're in here in this chat, if you're watching Jai and I, we're all here doing this thing right now. What our souls are doing right now is the most important thing in the universe. Like, if you understand what we're doing, guys, we are here doing this right now. The universe, the galaxy is watching us right now. I know that sounds like mind-blowing to comprehend, and you think some of you are thinking this guy's truly nuts. It's really entertaining to watch, but I'm not. And let me just tell you, yeah, a little bit crazy, but in a good way. And let me just tell you, crazy like a fox, because we are literally at the point of eruption. Just know that. And it's really exciting. It's just like good things. No, in a good way. Like, guys, I'm so excited.
Me too. And you guys are
There
awesome.
are no coincidences. That's all I'm saying.
Boom.
Boom.
All right. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.